Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Arhambat and I am from BSc History Department. I am the presenter and I give you the information about solar energy. Now, first of all, I tell you about its definition. The word solar means sun. So, the energy which is comes from sun is called solar energy. Solar energy is a renewable source of energy. What is renewable source of energy? The source of energy which cannot be depleted by the use of it is called renewable energy. So in solar energy we can utilize the sunlight. So this sunlight cannot be depleted. That's why it's called renewable source of energy. And renewable and the solar energy also used for heating homes or buildings, and it is also used for generating electricity. From the solar energy, we can mainly get two types of energy. First one is thermal energy and the second one is electrical energy. The thermal energy is used for heating homes or buildings and the electrical energy is used for generating electricity. In power slides, I tell you about how we can heat our homes or buildings by the use of solar energy and how we can generate electricity by the use of solar energy. Now, first of all, I move towards how we can heat our homes by the use of solar energy. We can heat our homes. We can heat our homes or water by the use of solar energy. There are main two methods are involved. First one is passive solar heating and the second one is active solar heating. In passive solar heating system, the buildings or homes are heated by the entrance of solar energy through the window. In passive solar heating system, we don't need any instrumentation and for heating our homes or water. Simply, simply we use a window. With the help of window, so the sun enter into the homes. When the sunlight enter into the homes, then the temperature of the home or the water is raised up. By this way, we can increase the temperature or warmth of our homes. uh, Active solar heating system. In active solar heating system, the heat gathered in solar collector located on the roof of building. It's circulated by the means of pumps. So this one is an collector and this one is a pump. With the help of pump, the energy can be transferred or circulated. The flat plate collector consists of black surface covered with glass or plastic. The glass plate allows sunlight to enter but traps the heat that is produced. By this way, the water is heated, which is circulated between glass and black surface. By using this technique, we can also heat up our homes. Now I can explain this slide with the help of systematic diagram. Here, this one is a systematic diagram. This is one is an solar collector. In solar collector, this one is in a black sheet which is covered with glass or plastic, and this one is an expansion tank. When solar collector collect the sunlight, they transfer the heat into the expansion tank. In expansion tank, the solar heat also expanding and transferred into the storage tank. In this storage tank, the heat is stored, and in this storage tank, the cooled water parts are passed away. So these heat warm up the cold water, and this cold water are easily be used for home. So the excess of the heat transfer to the other pump. This pump below the this pump transfer the heat. This pump transfer the heat in these pipe, and in these pipe the heat is moved outward, and this heat is used for warm of the homes. So this heat is again transferred into the storage tank. After that, the heat which is transferred in the storage tank again transferred into this pump, and this pump transfers the heat to the solar collector. By this way, this process is repeated, or this cycle is repeated again and again. So I tell you about how we can generate electricity from the solar cell. The electricity from SPP collector. SPP stands for Solar Thermal Power Collector. We can generate electricity by using three designs of collector. The first one is parabolic trough, second one is central receiver, and the third one is parabolic dish. Now I can explain all these one by one. First one is parabolic trough. The parabolic trough is a reflector that focuses sunlight onto a pipe running down into its center. The oil or liquid present in this fluid, which is heated up to 400 Celsius. The heat is used to boil water and produce steam. So this steam is used to generate turn turbine and generate electricity. Now I can explain it with the help of systematic diagram. Here, these are the receivers are parabolic trough. So when sunlight reflected, when sunlight fall on the parabolic trough, they reflect the light to the central pipes which receive the sunlight. So these sunlight heat up the water which is present in these tubes. So these water are pass to the storage tank, and this is storage tank. After that, the storage the warm water is transferred into the is transferred into the steam, and this steam will start to run up the turbine. When turbine run up, then they generate an electricity. By this way, we can get an electricity. So the steam again pass to the cool air condenser. So again the liquid which is present in the tubes again move toward these receivers. So this process is repeated and this cycle is repeated again and again. Now the second one is central receiver collector. The central receiver collector, also called power tower. This tower is used as rheostat to concentrate the sunlight onto the central receiving tower. These are the helostat. The helostat is a movable mirror. With the help of it, we can focus the sunlight to the central receiving tower. In this tower, the molten salt is heated up to 550 Celsius. So after that, the molten tower transfers into the to, into the hot tank in which it converts into superheated steam. So this superheated steam will turn the turbine to generate electricity. So this is a systematic diagram. When जब सूरज की शुआएं इस पैनल पे पड़ती हैं so they can reflect the sunlight. तो फिर जो सनलाइट को रिफ्लेक्ट करके एक रिसीवर पे आ जाता है, जब जो टॉवर है यहाँ पे ये पूरी की पूरी सनलाइट को ये रिसीव करेगा और इधर आपके पास मोल्टेन सॉल्ट होता है जो कि आपका हीट अप होना शुरू हो जाता है। इसके हीट अप होने से हम इसको दोबारा एक हॉट स्टोरेज टैंक में ट्रांसफर कर लेते हैं और इसमें ये अपनी स्टीम प्रोड्यूस करता है। ये स्टीम आगे से जनरेटर चलाती है जिसकी वजह से कि आपकी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस होना शुरू हो जाती है। Parabolic dish collector. This parabolic dish collector are used to concentrate the sunlight onto the receiver, which is located at the focus point at the dish. After the absorption of the energy, the fluid which is present in the receiver is heated up to 750 Celsius. Here is a systematic diagram. अब ये this is one is a parabolic dish. When जब सूरज की रोशनी इस पे फॉल करती है so they can reflect it to a single focus point. तो इसके अंदर हमारे पास एक लिक्विड मटेरियल होता है जो कि आपका हीट अप होना शुरू हो जाता है। So this heat up material stored in a storage tank. After that, it produce steam for the generating electricity. तो जिसकी वजह से फिर ये आपकी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस कर लेता है। फिर जो आपकी एक्स्ट्रा जो यूज हो जाती है स्टीम, जो आपकी हीट यूज हो जाती है, वो दोबारा से ट्रांसफर होके इस रिसीविंग टैंक में आ जाती है। वो फिर दोबारा उसको स्टीम में कन्वर्ट कर देता है और उस जो लिक्विड होता है उसका टेम्परेचर दोबारा इंक्रीज करना शुरू कर देता है। So we will move forward on the photovoltaic cell. Uh, the photovoltaic cell, the cell which is used to convert solar energy directly into electricity, are called photovoltaic cell. This one is in cell when most of the cells combine, then they form a solar panel. Photovoltaic cell consists of two layers of almost pure silicon. The upper The upper thin layer contain a trace of arsenic and the lower thin layer contain a trace of gallium. So the arsenic layer is called N-type and the gallium layer is called P-type. So when N-type and P-type combine, they form a PN junction. Doping silicon with arsenic form N-type semiconductor. Doping means addition of impurity. The addition of impurity is called doping. Doping silicon with gallium form p-type semiconductor. When p-type semiconductor join with n-type semiconductor, they form p-n junction. As a result, the free electron move from n-type to p-type to fill the holes. I can explain this slide uh, with the help of diagram. Now this one is in semiconductor. This one is an pure silicon semiconductor and this one is an n-type semiconductor. As we know that silicon belongs to a 4a group, so they have a 4 electron in their outermost shell, so they can bond it with each other. When we replace our arsenic with the silicon, so we know that arsenic belongs to a 5a group. They have 5 electrons in their outermost shell, so they use this 4 electron for their bonding, but the 1 electron is free. So these, due to the presence of free electrons, they form a negative charge. That's why it's called n-type semiconductor. And in p-type semiconductor, we replace a silicon with gallium. The gallium belong to a 3a group, so they have a 3 electron in their outermost shell. So they can form 3 bonds with other silicon, but they create a positive hole because they cannot bond it with the other silicon. That's why this hole is called this hole produce a positive charge, so this is called p-type semiconductor. So this is a picture of n-type and this is a picture of p-type semiconductor. When n-type semiconductor and p-type semiconductor combine, they form a p-n junction. So in n-type there are most of the electrons. So the electron and due to the combination of n-type and p-type, the electron move. Some of the electrons move toward the p-type semiconductor and some of the holes move toward the n-type semiconductor. So at this place the positive, this side is carry positive charge and this side of the PN junction carry negative charge. So due to this region is formed and this region is called the depletion region. In depletion region, no electron or no charges are available. They form a neutral bonds. So when the sunshine rise on it, the neutral bonds again break into the positive and negative charges. So the positive charge move toward the p-type semiconductor and the negative charge move toward the n-type semiconductor due to the presence n-type semiconductor. So by this way, the electrons, these electrons move towards the battery. For if we attach a battery into the to this junction, then the battery starts to store the charge. And if we add a bulb at this point, then the bulb starts to glow. By this way, the solar cell is born. Now I tell you about its uses. Solar cells are used in calculator as you say in this picture. This is a solar cell which is present on the calculator and it is also used in watches. This is the solar cell which is present on the watch, and it is also used in space vehicles such as satellites. In satellites, the solar panels are used for the conversion of solar energy into the electricity for proper functioning of the satellite. So I hope so you got all the points. Thank you. This is from my side. If you have any question, then you can ask me in comment section.